Okay, we'll get Shravan live as well. That was Shravan trying to question the NCB officials. Shravan is at outside the NCB office. So while we stay on the story, let me also go across to Mr. KK Manan, Neelan Krishnamurthy, Swapnil Kothari, and also Savio joining us on this broadcast. We will stay with the live details as well, live details from the Sion Hospital. But going across to our panelist, Mr. Manan, you were telling us about why this arrest is critical, Mr. Manan. It's critical because the larger story is now beginning to unravel. Rhea Chakraborty has been arrested, and everyone believes that this could be the first step.
You see that under Section 67 of NDPS Act, her statement is admissible. This statement is not before the police. NCB officials and customer officials, ED people, they all are not considered as police officials. Police statement before the police officials without any new discovery of a fact is inadmissible, you can say. But in this case, she will be in trouble because of her own statement, and she is being, for the last 3 days after interrogation, let off. And she used to go to her house, and yesterday she had gone to the police station. She has never made any complaint to the higher authorities or the local police that she was being tortured, or her statement is being taken under question, or under any pressure, threat, or under beating. Nothing such type of things is there. And not only her statement, the statements of the co-accused are admissible because all those statements must be inculpatory statements. Inculpatory statements, even otherwise, are admissible in the Indian Evidence Act, but in this case, in NDPS Act, Section 67 is there, which is admissible in the eyes of law. So it is not so easy, and Section 20 sentence is minimum 10 years and up to 20 years. So it is not a case that she will take it lightly or very easy case for her, and the investigating agency made this case and arrested her only when there were grounds and had cogent evidence with them. Thereafter, they have arrested her.
Mr. Manan, let's go across. I'm getting in some breaking news, sir, that as we speak at the Sion Hospital, Rhea Chakraborty has complained about not being well. Of being ill and not being well. Let me go across to Shravan joining us with a breaking news update. Shravan, can you hear me? Shravan, just getting in an update now. Could be a possible delaying tactic before she could be produced virtually in front of the competent authority for custody, that she has complained about being ill. What more are you picking up?
Well, Niranjan, just a while back, the Deputy DG of the NCB spoke to some of us. In fact, we did try getting a word from him with regards to the kind of evidence that perhaps the Narcotics Control Bureau has at this point in time. Now, they essentially maintain two things. One, the important thing is that they have evidence against Rhea Chakraborty. That is the reason why she's been placed under arrest. But questions have also been raised as to why exactly they wouldn't be seeking custody of Rhea Chakraborty, to which the NCB essentially maintains that their questioning was they were satisfied with this entire questioning, and that is the reason why they're not seeking for the custody of Rhea Chakraborty. But it's important to point out here that in terms of the evidence that has been collected so far, what they are saying is material evidence that they already have, and secondly, the kind of confessions that have essentially been made. And based on that, they are saying that they're going to take the investigation forward. So it does not just simply end with Rhea Chakraborty's arrest. The NCB says that with the help of the questioning that has taken place and the answers that have been given by the accused in this particular case, they have essentially prepared an entire list of what they call it as the nexus that basically exists here in Mumbai, the nexus between Bollywood and the drug cartel here. How exactly would that happen, Niranjan? It's only perhaps over a period of time that you would get to know as to how, whether at all they would be able to, crack the whip as far as this entire cartel is concerned.
Okay, let me go across also to Aishwarya joining us on the phone line. Stay with me, Shravan. Aishwarya is picking up more details of her complaining about not being well at the Sion Hospital. Aishwarya, what more are you picking up? Is that why there is a delay at the Sion Hospital now?
Well, Niranjan, we are being told, and as we broke that information, that she is already COVID negative. The antigen test had already taken place, and as we speak, she has basically complained of some feeling uneasy in her stomach, and for that we are being told that her sonography is being done. So that's the medical term for the checkup which is being done on Rhea Chakraborty, keeping in mind that she has to be presented in front of the competent authorities today evening itself. And while this is being done, we are also being simultaneously told that that her legal team has already basically applied for bail. So yes, this is being seen by our sources in the NCB. They are seeing that this is being taken as a delaying tactic, but then they are already prepared for it. They are creating a counter for it. They are trying to get a medical checkup done, but then the process needs to be followed. If the complainant, and in this regard the accused, is basically complaining of pain, she has to go through the proper checkup. And as we speak, sonography is being done with Rhea Chakraborty right there at that hospital. Yes, Niranjan.
Also to, before I take a short break, I want to get in Swapnil as well. Swapnil, hinting at a delay tactic, not keeping well, could be hinting at a delaying tactic. Her COVID test earlier came negative, but we hear that she's complaining about not keeping well. Your response?
Well, these are all delaying tactics which people employ, when they get, on the, rather, should I say, on the wrong side of the law. So here she's arrested. She's trying some sort of a delaying tactic whereby, she may just get a chance, an off chance to get a bail at least for 2-3 days, at least, before they again take her into custody. But I don't think that's going to happen for the simple reason that the NCB would be well prepared, saying that, we would definitely want her judicial custody because, otherwise they would have not arrested her. And, I think from what I've heard is that they're asking for her sole custody. Now, whether they get her sole custody or not, I'm not so sure. But, as far as the 10 years are concerned and the 20 years are concerned, the maximum that you can get a judicial custody is 90 days. When it exceeds 10 years and below 10 years, it's 60 days. So, obviously they're going to, I don't think they'll need that much time, but I think 7 days would be a good enough time for her. Not 4 days would not be enough. That would be okay for Shovik. But since she's the prime accused, then I think, 7 days would be sufficient. And I don't think this delaying tactic would work at all before, the magistrate. I'd be very surprised if it does. And, the NCB would be well prepared for these kind of things, given that, she's been, quite evasive on certain things. She's done many flip-flops. First appeal to the CBI, then, going to the Mumbai police, and the other chats also where she denied having drugs. Then she's saying, I procured drugs. And all those things. And weed is not the best thing that has happened to me, and I've not tried the best or the hardest drugs or something like that. That means you've tried some lower level of drugs. So, there are several flip-flops in her testimonies which, has compelled the NCB to take a call and, put those very stringent sections under the NDPS Act. And, I'm sure she's got a tough road ahead.
Stay with live pictures as Rhea Chakraborty is taken back by the NCB to their office in South Mumbai. While we stay with the live shots, that's the live shot, live tracking shot. I'd also like to get in, Neelam Krishnamurthy on the slander campaign. Neelam Krishnamurthy ji, last night Rhea Chakraborty was at the Mumbai at Bandra police station in Mumbai for over 6 hours. She managed to file a complaint, and also while she filed that complaint, the Mumbai police promptly converted that to an FIR. Some of the charges included are abetment to suicide against Sushant Singh Rajput's sister. There's a lot of anger over this attempt to vilify that has been going on non-stop. Neelam Krishnamurthy ji, I want your response to that.
You see, actually, our criminal justice system is such that the accused has a lot of rights. And this is one of her rights. And we should expect it because, you see, they're going to be vindicated, there's going to be a feeling of revenge, so whoever gets whatever opportunity, they're going to use it. So this opportunity has come to their light, but I think her sister should not have anything to worry. If she's saying the Sushant had a video conferencing, that's what I heard from his lawyer, and that's how he was attended by the doctor in Delhi, then there's nothing to worry about. They'll have the records. Of course, the doctor always takes the history of the patients. They write down the history, they'll definitely have some record and they can produce it. Then where is the question of being worried about it? Because we should not expect that she's going to keep quiet. It's human nature. I have seen it in the courts. The accused come out with all kind of allegations on the victims. I have seen it when the documents were tampered with in our case. They very conveniently blamed us. They said they are the ones because they want us, they don't want the documents to be exhibited without realizing that it goes against me. So I am not surprised that she's doing this, because accused have been given all kind of rights in our criminal justice system. If you want to stop that, please change our criminal justice system, because these are all delaying tactics. They are there to deviate the attention from the main case. And so obviously this will take time, because once another complaint is lodged, they'll have to investigate that also. So let's not forget that she's also got a good team of lawyers. And they are no fools, they have the best of lawyers. And I know when the best of lawyers are there, they would do anything to delay and derail the entire investigation.
Neelamji, I'll also tell you a little bit about the kind of support that Sushant Singh Rajput's family is getting. You know, Rhea arrested, the hashtag has about 2 lakh tweets. 2 lakh tweets in the last 2.5 hours. Savio, you want to talk about the campaign that has gone on? They've completely got it all wrong with this slander campaign. If they thought that they would change the narrative, it's backfired, Savio.
You know, Niranjan, they would adopt a very stupid and a very despicable campaign, which is slander, because that is the last resort. People who are at the losing end will adopt. The problem is, what they have not understood is that the people of India just don't care about what they have to say. So they can get it to trend using all the possible games that they have. But the people of India are with Sushant. You could say whatever you want to. You can allege that he's a drug peddler, a drug user. But the fact of the matter, what is despicable, is that he's not here to defend himself. And that is sad. You don't do that to a person who's dead, who does not have the right to defend himself. That's shameful, that's despicable, and that's downright disgusting. But they will lose. In the end, truth will prevail.
Absolutely.